friends, it's Lisa back with a new Hip Kit Club design team layout. So my assignment for this week was to use the exclusive stamp set from HKC, and I needed to do some tone-on-tone stamping with those, and I also needed to scrap a selfie. So I started by choosing some of the papers that I liked. I chose 3 papers, and I wanted to do 4 different colors of paper. So one of those sheets of pattern paper has different colors, so I wanted to use 2 of those colors, and then this very beautiful pink, and then the one underneath is more like a peachy toned color. And then I chose some stamp pads that had almost the same colors that my pattern papers had. So, and then I just started stamping using the words of the stamp set. This one says hello, and I just stamped like randomly all over the page, turning my stamp in like vertically and horizontally, and just stamping away. And I couldn't like fill the whole thing because that would have been a little bit difficult. So, and then I used this little dot also from the stamp set that you see just on your right, and I filled some gaps with this little polka dot. So, and then this is the second sheet. I'm using the word, let's see, okay, can't read it right now. Maybe it's like something like adventure, I think. So I stamped that word also the way I did before, horizontally, vertically, just all over this piece of paper. And then this is the third color I'm going to use with the word happy. Also stamping the whole thing, leaving some gaps and filling the gaps with the little flower included in the set, or maybe it was the polka dot, I don't really see it. But yeah, for the last color I used the little flower from the stamp set, and I just randomly fill up the whole page. I let it dry, and meanwhile I started with my background. I used gesso to prime my paper, and I put it everywhere. I'm always using this old credit card because it's such a fast way to cover the whole page without having streaks and without missing some spots, and it's very, very fast. Then I let the gesso dry, and I started with my colors. Those 3 colors are those powders, those magical powders from Lizzie something, don't remember the name. I'm very bad with names, if you haven't noticed yet. So putting water all over my page, and then taking some of this powder and just putting it on a page, putting more water on it. And I have to stop doing this. I have to stop using the spray over those powders because it splashes the color everywhere and it looks not good. So I had to take water again and just clean it up a little bit, let's say, with the water, because I don't like those splatters going in every direction. Yeah, and then using the purple one, which is very, 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 very dark, but you will see that it will lighten up once I take my paper towel and take some of the color away with that. And I didn't want the borders to be harsh, so I put some more water on it, let it go in a lot of like all directions, and then put some yellow back because it disappeared a little bit And yeah, that was pretty much it. And then yeah, I wiped the rest of the water off with the paper towel, and now it's very, very bright and light, and that's what I wanted. When it was dry, I just put some white splatters on there, let it dry again, and meanwhile I started cutting my prepared paper, my stamped paper. So my idea was to make my famous letters, and I just cut out the pieces I needed first, because I didn't really know at that point if I had enough, and I just wanted to see how I would lay them color wise, and how it would, yeah, if I had enough paper to do the whole thing. I wanted to write Sunflower Paradise because I'm in a sunflower field on the picture, and I just checked if I had enough paper for the whole thing. It's a little bit not so cool that it's a little bit not so cool. Yeah, that's a very good sentence. It's not that cool that I only have this more purpley one just 3 times in the whole thing, but well, I was like, okay, I'm not starting again. It's enough. I have enough paper, so it will just do the thing. I started cutting the letters, and yeah, I just free hand cut them. I never draw my letters first because it takes a lot of time, and I don't like, most of the time I don't like the outcome. I just prefer when I just cut without tracing first. And then I took my white acrylic pen and I outlined all of the letters. This is a new little technique that I saw on somebody's channel, and I really love it because instead of cutting, I used a ruler to just rip the paper, and it's like the paper is already very straight, and I never cut straight. So it's very straight, and it has already this distressed look, which I really never really went for, but I don't mind it. I really like it. So you have 2-in-1, and it's really easy and fast. So the flowers on, like the colors on the picture weren't really matching all of the colors that I had on my letters, so I wanted to use some things. I wanted to use especially green and yellow from the flowers and include them into my layout to balance the whole thing and to make the picture match, because otherwise it would have been a little bit weird to have those colors on there. And the Paige Evans Truly Grateful ephemera flowers were really perfect for this. They are not sunflowers, but anyway, who cares? They are flowers, and they have yellow and green, of course, which match my picture very good. So I took those flowers and I just laid them on my layout to see where exactly I wanted them and how everything would look and if I liked it. And I have to say that when I started this, and I wrote it in the blog also, I was like, it's not that I hate stamping, but using random stamps like word stamps, which have really not a flower or a heart on them, are a little bit difficult for me to use, and I always mess up. The mini album that I made just before this layout, I had to use the stamps too, and all of the pieces that I used where I used stamping, I didn't use in the album because no, I didn't like it. And I most of the time don't like my stamping. I don't know what really what I'm doing wrong, but yeah, that's the way it is. And when I was doing this, and I was at this point, I was like, okay, whew, I'm happy. It looks very cool, and it was a good idea to do it like that. Yeah, for the sorry, for the gluing down of my letters and all the stuff, I didn't want to have all the letters and the flowers very flat on the layout, but I also didn't really want to put them on foam dots or foam squares, because they would have had the whole dimension throughout all of the letters. I wanted like the letters to be a little bit like messy and like, yeah, glued down on some places, but also a little bit more how do you call this, what do you say, like the paper to be a little warbled. I don't really know the word, but you know what I mean. It's just that the letters would a little bit have this weird shape of not being very straight. Sorry for the whole explanation. But yeah, I wanted that to be a little bit like that and to have a little bit of a messy look. Then I made some splatters using pinkish reddish toned spray or ink, and then I also used some gold Heidi Shine, and I put my splatters in 3 areas of the layout. And then I also wanted to use some more embellishments from the kits. I used those Truly Grateful the hearts, the enameled hearts, and then some enamel glitter dots from Pink Fresh Studio, I think. And those glitter dots are so cute because they are full of glitter, obviously, if they're glitter enamel dots. They are gold glitter, and I really love them. I put them in some places, and then I went through my other embellishments and I used some stars from the sticker pack from Truly Grateful, and also this little mushroom, the yellow one, and yeah, stars and dots and some cute things and flowers that would match the layout and just make it a little bit more interesting. Yeah, and that's it, guys. I hope you liked the layout, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching and leaving such nice comments about my voiceovers. That's so nice of you. Thank you so much. Bye bye.